There have been some important changes regarding universal credit that could affect you if you're currently claiming or planning on claiming universal credit in the near future. The three changes that I'll talk about in this video are regarding changes to the advance payments, pre-settlement status updates, and a change to the rules around the shared accommodation rate. So let's get right into it. When you first apply for universal credit, there's usually a delay between when you first apply and when you get your first payment. If you find yourself in financial difficulty while you're waiting for your first payment, for example, if you can't afford rent or food, you can apply for an advance to help you get by. You can also get an advance if you're already receiving universal credit payments, but you're hit by an emergency or an unexpected cost. You can get an advance up to 100% of your monthly universal credit payment, and this is usually paid back by them automatically reducing your universal credit payments over a set amount of time until your advance is repaid. You choose the amount of months that you wish to repay the advance over, up to a maximum of 12 months, but that is where the first update comes in. The DWP have announced that from April, anyone taking out a new advance payment can now pay that back over 2 years instead of 1. This is a really positive change, especially with the times that we're currently in, with many people losing their jobs or unable to work, and simply just with the financial difficulty many people are facing with the state that the economy is currently in. This change will help ease the financial burden on many people, even if it's just by a little, by allowing them to reduce their monthly repayments and spread the payments over 2 years. The negative side to this change, however, is that it's only available to new advance payments. This means that anyone who's already got an advance payment and is currently paying it back within 12 months will still have to pay it back before that deadline and will not get an extension to the 2 years. This seems a bit strange because the people who already have an advance payment are still facing the same challenges, situations and the financial difficulties that the people taking new advances are facing. So the question that comes to mind is why the government and the DWP isn't offering the support to everyone who's on universal credit instead of just the new advance payment applicants. Some people say it's too much of a logistical problem to change the date of all the advances that have already been taken out. Other people say the government want to appear as if they're trying to help whilst actually doing the bare minimum that they can. Whichever way you choose to look at it, this change is a positive one for people who are eligible and will benefit from it, but it's really a bit of a kick in the teeth for people who already have an advance and won't be able to get the extension on the repayment date. Before I go on to the next one, if you found this video useful, please do give it a like because it really helps out the channel. I've received a number of comments about if you can get universal credit when you have pre-settled status. Currently, you can apply for universal credit with pre-settled status, but you do have to meet some extra conditions. You must be in one of these situations that you can see on screen now. However, there was recently a court case around this, and the Court of Appeal has decided that people with pre-settled status should not have to meet these extra conditions to receive benefits. This is good news for many, but the DWP are currently appealing this decision at the Supreme Court. So currently, if you have pre-settled status and you don't meet the extra requirements, your claim will be put on hold until the law is made clear and a decision has been made. If the DWP's appeal fails and the rules are changed, your universal credit payments will be backdated to the date that you applied. The shared accommodation rate applies to people that live in shared private housing and receive help with housing costs. If you don't share a room with your partner, the most that you can usually receive is the typical rent for a shared room in your local area. This is what's known as the shared accommodation rate. So the latest change regarding the shared accommodation rate was announced by the DWP, and they said, from June, care leavers under the age of 25 and all those that have spent at least 3 months in a homeless hostel will be exempt from the shared accommodation rate. They say this ensures they'll get further help with their housing costs. The positives, again, for those who are eligible and will receive benefits from it, this is great news. It means the help with their housing isn't limited to the shared accommodation rate, and they could have more help and support available to them through the housing benefits. The downside again is that on one hand, the DWP and the government seem to have identified a problem and are offering a solution, whilst on the other hand, they seem to be doing it with the least possible amount of effort and cost on their side. The clear issue is that it only applies to people who have spent a minimum of 3 months in a homeless shelter. While the majority of housing shelters do good work and offer great support on the limited budgets that they have, it seems to me a bit crazy that you actually have to suffer and hit rock bottom and have stayed in one of the homeless shelters for at least 3 months before you're eligible for this extra support. Surely there should be extra support before it gets to that point. And also the people that are left on legacy benefits, they may find themselves in similar situations but don't have that extra level of support available to them. Let me know your thoughts on these changes. Do you see them all as a positive, Or do you think the government should have done more? Let me know in the comments down below. For more information on universal credit, check out this video here. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.